Stalker. That's right. But like, I just think that, I just think like S4 in terms of shutting him down early, like wasn't the big deal of the early stages. Sorry, go on, continue.
Jacob and I are still confused.
You're confused. What did I do?
Nothing. Continue,
oh no,
please.
I just said S4 got the first blood against Night Stalker. Yeah. Sorry, S4 didn't kill himself.
Yeah, generally, Night
that.
Stalker, if you get behind, and especially after first night, it's just over.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a risky hero to pick, and I didn't think that they would utilize it, especially against this powerhouse lineup that Navi showed.
I think this is one of the first times we can actually say high risk, high reward in this tournament, because that's exactly what that pick was about. Getting the Night Stalker, they had to do everything in their power to just gang and keep Navi contained, and they did exactly that.
Okay, I know you're a great commentator and all, but let me interrupt you right here.
Okay, here we go.
Night Stalker versus Puck is actually very, very favored to the Night Stalker mid, to the point where if you go all the way to the past and you look at the last 20 games where Night Stalker faced Puck, the Night Stalker won 18 of those 20 games. The reason why, I mean, it's very easy to say, Puck has phase shift, but that does nothing against the Night Stalker. The Void still goes through, because you can't phase shift something that's instant, and the silence is kind of the same. Whether to say if it's only because of that mid matchup that you win games, I'm inclined to say there's a big chance that it kind of is, because Puck is one of those heroes that needs to get something out of the beginning of the game. And Night Stalker, as he did in this game, denied him so much that it became so hard for the rest of the team to catch up. Without Dandy playing, Navi is not the same team. And I think the Night Stalker pick was brilliant. And it's the first time it was picked this tournament as well.
That's a great analysis by the stats man. He completely stumped me on that as well. As I said earlier, my resignation. Here you go, Val.
Well, I actually think a lot of what Alliance did in the early stages of the game was crucial to their victory, which was they put a very kind of greedy role onto their supports. Think of it this way, right? I don't think Puck and Batrider needed to be played together, because as soon as you pick those two heroes, if you're going to put the Batrider in jungle, it basically means that your safe lane farming Gyrocopter is essentially going to be as strong as the Alchemist when it gets level 6, because the ultimate's so good. It's going to be maybe a little bit behind in gold, but let's put it on the other emphasis. EGM playing the Wisp is going to be able to pull every single wave and get gold. He actually got a mech and an urn as his first 2 core items, but the Crystal Maiden, Ake, is going to be able to jungle. Now, he jungled, and I've been telling people that
I knew it was coming. I just knew this was coming.
But it's so
right,
good.
He's right. I believe in you, James.
It's so good because the Crystal Maiden jungle just got him the levels that he needed. It got him the gold that he needed, and it also meant that the Alchemist, which is a very scary factor because you're not going to have a Blink Dagger so quickly on your Puck when he's up against a Night Stalker. You will necessarily on your Batrider, but you won't see him for a little bit. It means that the team fights, the support stand up. The Wisp is going to get levels, like they were about a level and a half higher than any other supports really early on. By about level 5, the supports from Navi were level about 3. And, you know, Ake, I'm a Crystal Maiden specialist in jungling. He didn't actually jungle that efficiently. He could have actually done it a little bit better, but it was really effective because when it came to those team fights, the supports were awesome.
And that's exactly what seems to put Alliance ahead of every other team in the tournament, that they're so good at optimizing and utilizing their supports. Efficiency, exactly.
And so that's why I wasn't really worried when the Night Stalker got ganked middle once, because as soon as it gets nighttime and you've got 2 supports that can back you up in terms of team fights with a Gyrocopter that's easily going to hit level 6 and a Nature's Prophet that can TP in, you're so dangerous. The Bane and the Rubik do not stand up to a Wisp who had decent levels over the other supports, and a Crystal Maiden. She's so dangerous when she gets early levels compared to other supports, and even dangerous to the Alchemist. He went for the 1-3-1 build, so the Alchemist was, frozen. Frostbite.
I want to ask you something, James. We know Alliance won, and they won pretty convincingly. But I was watching the game with you, and there was this moment at one fight when Alliance was pushing the mid lane, where you had something to say about it.
Well, yeah, Alliance got pretty cocky going into this fight. EGM does a great job pulling Havost off, and you can see everyone's like dead. But S4, he wants to chase Havost, and then he's like, his team's not with him. They could actually just be hitting on mid-racks, and they should have bailed on this fight a long time ago. Or all of them actually chased Havost to the right-hand side and got the kill and moved away from the base. But the fact is, the buybacks and the positioning of where they were it actually was Navi's big chance to come back in, because after that team fight, they were able to get crucial items like just an ultimate orb and start going into, finishing a Cypher Vice. That could have been a big slip up from Alliance. The fact that they weren't disciplined enough in that one team fight. They had racks down. After they killed everybody apart from Hervost, they had a choice. Take the racks, kill Hervost. They did neither, and they stood too near the tier 3 towers, and Navi could have come back in that game. And I actually think if they didn't have the Bat Rider and picked up a bounty on an offlane, they would have been able to do a lot more, because that would have forced the CM out of the jungle and also EGM to play on the lane, which would have bought more time for your Alchemist and given your mid an easier time.
Yeah,
so
you can't pass up Bat Rider, though.
Yeah, huh?
You can't pass up Bat Rider, though.
Yeah, well, maybe then take the Bat Rider, but not the puck. I don't think they needed both.
That's true.
Bat Rider and Bounty, Bat Rider and Clinks, for me, would have been really nice, because Alliance took advantage of it. They got their supports fat, and it was brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. So Alliance, have they been dire this whole entire time? I feel like this Roshan advantage for them is playing a pretty big factor into this. I know Navi favors Radiant.
The way it works is that it alternates the team who has selection priority, and selection priority means that you can pick either the side or if you got first pick or second pick. Both Alliance and Navi seem to favor side over who gets first pick or second pick. So that's why we normally see them playing the side they actually desire to play.
I think this is like the 15th time in the tournament that Navi is actually playing Radiant.
Yeah.
I also think that Wisp has won every game in the grand
actually,
final
that's,
so far.
That's something
MVP
really
Wisp.
Wisp has been in every single game so far, and we're going to see some clips from game 1 to 5, to 4, 5. I can't see the future without my crystal ball, but Wisp was everywhere. Every time there was a Wisp there, that meant the ganks were there, the rotation, the map control, and how important is to have map control when you have teams like Navi and Alliance that when you give them just a little bit, they get ahead and ahead.
Yeah, Wisp went 0-2 yesterday, but how did Alliance deal with it so much better yesterday than today? I think it's mostly because they had Naga Siren in both the games, but what do you guys think?
Well, I definitely agree. Wisp just seems to be in a completely different setup today. What was wrong with Navi's lineup yesterday when they had Wisp was there was no real synergy to be found. They had some iffy kind of lineups with it and nothing we regularly see with Wisp. But this time around they have Nature's Prophet in some of the lineups to back it up with, or they have a Bat Rider to back it up with, and there just seems to be a lot more emphasis on the synergy with the Wisp pick, rather than just picking it because it's available.
Yeah, well, we'll see what they're going to do in game number 5. But before we go there, just want to say you guys have been great watching on Twitch TV. Hopefully everybody in the auditorium is awesome too, but that's not the only way you can watch. Apparently you can go down a pub with Pyrian Flags.
Hey guys, this is Zoe and Pyrian. We're joined by TC and Syndran, and we're about to crash a pub stunt here in Seattle.
Let's do it!
All right, people are apparently in a good mood. But that was easy. All right, let's ask the people how they're enjoying themselves so far. How is the pub stomp going here in Seattle?
Pub stomp is incredible.
Luna, I like your costume. You a big Dota fan?
Yes. Everyone's excited. It's awesome.
Who are you rooting for?
Sorry?
Who are you rooting for?
Navi. Yeah.
Who are you rooting for?
I'm actually going for Alliance, but don't tell anybody here.
Okay, this is a more quiet area. You guys chose a quiet area. How's it going over here?
Oh, it's going great. Alliance is winning. Woo!
Are you guys cheering for Alliance?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All
Alliance,
of you?
100%.
So has there been any hostility between the Navi and Alliance fans?
Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
Are you planning to make it escalate?
I'm not. We're heavily outnumbered here, so...
Oh, is that why you're sitting in the quiet area to not keep it?
Can you guys let me know who's cheering for Navi? Okay, and who's cheering for Alliance?
USA. Okay, hey guys, can we get a USA cheer for Liquid? USA! There we go.
So I bought this monster. It looks super good, but we can't eat in the taxi, so I have to wait. Yeah, but everyone was in a really good mood, excited about the games, excited to meet us, so it was a cool experience. Everyone just seemed...
I'm going to finish this sentence and say awesome, because that's what it was. So speaking of awesome, we're getting ready to go into our final match, and before we do, let's get the last predictions. Who's going to take it all? Who's going to be the champion here of the international, guys?
I'll go first. I think the King of the North is going to lead his team to victory, and Alliance is going to take the last game.
I think Alliance is going to win.
I'm going to go with Navi. The mystique of that team is incredible, and I think they can take it.
All right. I'm going to say that Navi, if they get a Batrider and Alchemist, they need an offlaner. You do not need
Do not spoil the draft, James. That's not how it works.
And Alliance, pick a Shadow Demon. It's so good. And then if they both do that, it's a draw.
You're
and
not
we'll
going to
go to another game.
You're not going to go with the better team's going to win?
Of course the better team's going to win, Ben. All right, let's send it back. The last time we're sending it back to the auditorium, to the tournament floor for a game. It's the final match between Navi and Alliance. Winner will be taking home the championship. Best of luck to both teams, and enjoy the games.
Alliance versus 2011 international champions, Navi.
Everything hangs in the balance. It all comes down to this. One more game, $2 million on the table. Winner, first place at the International, the aegis and the prestige of being the best Dota 2 team in the world. The loser, second place, and only 600,000. And here we go, Lumi. And it wouldn't be appropriate if we didn't have another Wisp.
Well, Wisp has 100% win rate
in the grand finals.
In grand finals, and Alliance takes it. So by statistics, can we just go home, or we?
If we were Bruno, we'd just say show's over, folks. But we're casters, we're gonna stick with it. So they get a Wisp. They actually, the reply from Navi was identical this game. They pick up Bat, then they pick up Alk, same draft that we saw before. Alliance, the reply, same from them as well. They go for Profit. It has an eerie feeling about it. They're on the same sides. It's the same draft thus far. Will these paths diverge? I think they already have, actually.
I feel like we're watching a scrim. Like, you know how teams practice against each other and say, you know what, we want to practice one strategy, you want to practice other strategy, let's keep everything the same and let the play decide itself. But
hell of a scrim. Hell of a friggin' scrim.
Scrim with $1.4 million on the line.
For first, and then $2 million total if you factor in second. It's a lot of money. But Navi have already broken the mold. Last game, they went third pick Puck. This game, they go Rubik. And then the reply, Ake's Crystal Maiden. Now Navi, in the last phase of the previous draft, Enigma was banned. Puppy could not get his hands on it. This time around, he will not be denied. He's got his Enigma.
An Enigma pickup here on fourth is not a bad order to go about it, because Alliance has shown their support. So you know exactly what you get away with, whether he needs a BKB, whether he wants to go Blink. So Alliance need to pick up something that could actually pierce through a BKB. And I gotta say, S4 played the Beastmaster in game number 1. Wasn't the best play because so much actually focused onto him, but I mean, why not? I think Beastmaster is a pickup here, but no, he wants to go with the Puck.
Oh, this is looking good, Lumi. On one side, we've got what looks to be a Dendi Bat, and on the other, we've got the S4 Puck. At long last, we're gonna get a real showdown in the mid lane. Two heroes that can snowball. Two heroes that can find early kills. Two of the best gankers in the game. Oh, get excited for this.
All right, so a couple of things real fast. Navi needs to pick up a little bit more burst damage. Last game, Alliance, you saw the Wisp surviving for quite a bit, even with the Flaming Lasso. So I think they need to get burst damage to actually pierce through the Wisp and kill him immediately. At the same time, Alliance for the last draft need to get some damage output, because if BKB ends up being on the Alchemist and on Enigma, there is just no damage output at all coming out from Alliance.
And Puck does not transition as well into a semi-carry role as a Night Stalker.
Now, Nature's Prophet does give you some damage, but he gets it much later.
There is an anti-mage in the pool here. And we have seen a lot of teams in the past, when they really need a win, they turn to anti-mage. Gyro's been banned out.